Hello, welcome to the When I Have Spare Time podcast. My name is Frank, and I'll be sitting here talking to you for a few minutes. As usual, I'm wearing clothes. I'm still sick. Uh, I don't know if you could tell with my voice, but I've had a very bad cough for a long time now, since the night of the quote unquote hurricane. It's been that long, so that's like over a week. I've had this cough. Um, yeah, I just don't feel good. But whatever. Um, so I don't know if it's in the news. So, because I don't watch the news. I don't watch mainstream news. But there was a pregnant woman in Ohio who got shot by the cops, and she died, and her baby died. Um, the the thing that the thing that's good about this is that there's not a nationwide, uh, you know, call all the minorities to riot. Like, that's not happening. Because finally, after this, this has happened how many times? Where, like, a minority, because it only matters when a minority is killed by the cops. Versus, even though uh, the amount of white people who are killed by police each year is like four times as many than like all the minorities. But anyway, neither here nor there. This woman went into a store, a Kroger, and she left the store. The manager of the store called the cops on her because apparently she stole a bottle of liquor, allegedly, whatever. And so the police confront her in the parking lot. She's in her car. The police knock on her window. She doesn't want to, get out the car. She doesn't want to do anything. So the officer asked her, several times, can you get out the car? She's like, why? First of all, it doesn't matter why. The officer's asking you to get out the car. But after asking her, 20 times to get out the car, he said, someone from Kroger called and said, you stole a bottle of liquor. We'd like you to get out the car. Because, they want to search her car, probably. I'm just assuming that's why. And I'm assuming it's on video, so that's why they're, like so adamant about, okay, this person stole something, whatever. See, here's the thing. In democratic cities, you can steal a bottle of liquor. They're not going to do anything. But see, when you live in a regular city, a quote unquote, Republican city where, like, they actually, um, enforce the law and don't let you steal, they actually do call the cops, and the cops actually show up. There actually are consequences. Okay? Unlike Los Angeles, Seattle, Portland, where you literally can walk in with a basket and walk out with the basket full and nothing happens to you, that shit doesn't fly in other places. So anyway, the cop says, we want to talk to you because we were told that you stole a bottle of liquor. So can you get out the car? And she's like, oh, that wasn't me. That was those other people. Okay, so that right there to me means guilty. Anyway, so she goes, oh no, that wasn't me. Those are those other girls or whatever. Okay, but you still have to get out the car. Like, if you think that answer is just like, oh, okay, sure, go. You're free to go then. Another cop car pulls up, and this other officer stands in front of the car, in front of her car. And they're both like, get out the car. Okay? The officer that's standing in front of the car has his gun drawn, pointing at her. They're going, get out the car. So now you have two police officers, one in front of your car, leaning on your hood with a gun pointed at your face, another cop standing by your door going get out the car. So doesn't that just mean get out the car? You have two cops, one in front of your car, one next to your driver's side window, both going get out the car. One has a gun pointed at your face. Common sense says get out the car. You know what she does? She starts the car and starts to drive as the first cop, I mean, as the other cop is on the hood of her car. So he shoots her. Because your car is considered a weapon, so when the car hit the cop, he has every right to defend himself. So he blew her brains out. How many times have we seen someone die because there's a cop leaning on the car and they take off? The cop has every right to shoot. The cop doesn't know if you're gonna slam on the gas and go 0 to 60 or just drive 5 miles an hour. It's not his job to take that risk. It's your job to just get out the damn car. Stop arguing. I don't know, like if I was driving and a cop pulls me over and he says get out the car, I'm not gonna go why. I'm just gonna go sure. Everything's on film. Everything's on film, guys. So let's just say the cops just get out the car and like they plant some shit on you. There's all this body cam footage. So, this isn't the movies where like the cops pull you over and like they throw a brick of cocaine in the back of your trunk and like to get away with it. It's just not like that. And like if the cop asks you to get take out the car and you go no, which is stupid, and then you ask why and they tell you why, don't go, "Oh, that wasn't me, that was someone else." Okay, see ya. Cuz that's not how it goes. Okay? There's this thing called procedure. They got they got to follow it. I don't understand the mentality of this pregnant woman thinking, well, there's a car sitting on the hood of my car with a gun pointed at my face. I'm going to drive off now with him on the hood of my car. What do you think's going to happen? See, that's the entitlement of a woman. That's the kind of woman right there who probably, okay, so she's pregnant, so obviously she was gonna be a single mom. That's the kind of woman who has a boyfriend, right? Says some like shit to him that if a guy said to him, he'd probably like knock her head off. Sorry, saying some shit that if a guy said to him, he'd like knock the guy's head off. But she's a woman. Women aren't used to consequences. This is the type of woman that gets mad at you. Okay, grabs your high school track and field trophy and smashes it on the ground and thinks, oh, you ain't gonna do anything. That's the kind of person she is. She's the kind of person who goes to a club, a guy hits on her, she doesn't like him, starts yelling and screaming at him, and throws a drink at him. She's that kind of woman. She's the kind of woman who gets shot because there's a cop sitting on the hood of her car and she takes off. She's a fucking moron. She killed herself. The good thing about this is well, there's a few good things about this. But the good thing about this is there isn't some national movement to protest in the streets of Ohio and start riots and burn shit down. Because the footage clearly shows they literally asked her over 20 times, get out the car. They told her why. They told her the whole situation. The cops were called on you. You stole, allegedly, a bottle of liquor. And newsflash, this isn't San Francisco where you can steal $999 worth of merchandise and it's just a misdemeanor. This is a Republican city, which means it's not legal to shoplift. You actually do get the cops called on you when you shoplift. This isn't Los Angeles. You can't just steal and just go home. You're gonna have to talk to the cops. You're gonna have to give the product back. You're gonna probably get a ticket. Like there's real life consequences for breaking the law in a Republican city. Democratic run city, no. But in a mostly red state, you just can't tell the cops to fuck off and like drive away. It just doesn't work like that. In a blue state, yeah, you can do that. I mean, we've look at the police force in Portland. You know, they like set fire to the police station in Portland. Nothing happened. It's like the Wild Wild West. You try to burn down the police station in any city in Ohio, you're going to jail for 12 years for arson, and you're going to jail, and they're going to add something on to attacking a federal building. But down in Portland, you could bomb the place. Apparently, it makes no sense. So I'm just glad that there isn't a call for a protest, which is just going to turn into a riot, which is just going to like burn down the city. Ohio's not having that. We're not going to riot in Ohio over some bullshit, over some dumbass who got herself killed. She killed herself. This was suicide by cop. By no, there's no ifs, ands, or buts, or maybes. It's pretty straightforward. Pretty straightforward. 9 times out of 10, if you're having an interaction with the cop and the cop is the one who started the interaction, it's probably because someone probably called the cops on you. you know, most likely. And then when you're the one that starts the interaction with the cop, it's usually because you need help. Usually, right? Like when do people talk to the police? Usually when they need help or they are reporting a crime. When do cops talk to you? Usually when someone calls the cops on you, or they're asking you, "Hey, did you see someone go this way?" Like there's reasons why we have these interactions. And yes, there is the occasion like we're like, you're at a coffee shop, you see a cop, you say hi. But I'm talking about like your average interactions with cops. It's either you need help, they need help, or someone called the cops on you, or you called the cops on someone. It's 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 usually a serious situation. So take it seriously. You don't know what the person said that called the cops. Like, what if like you don't know if the manager at the store said the woman had a weapon and so the cops are like on edge. I mean, I don't know. But if there's a cop sitting on the hood of your car with a gun drawn pointed at your face, maybe you should think, hey, maybe I should take this seriously and get out the car and do what they say and let them search my bag. Isn't that better than trying to drive off with the cop sitting on your car and then getting shot in the face and dying and your unborn kid dies too? The only person at fault in this situation is the dumbass that thought it was a good idea to drive away with a cop sitting on the hood of her car. Because common sense would go, oh, you know what, since the cop's on my car, I guess I'll just, maybe not drive off and get out. See, and because they released the body footage and it shows all this clearly, this is why the media can't brainwash people, can't get the sheep mobilized to riot. Because you can't riot over this. There is nothing. I mean, unless you just want to riot, I get it. Like, I don't even see any politicians coming out saying this is racism. She didn't do anything wrong. No, she did a lot of things wrong. I think the pendulum is swinging the other way. Thank God. Anyway, I've said enough. I'll talk to you later. Have a good one. Peace.